Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Well, here we are. It's been a little while since we've discussed Japanese 151. It has copped a massive reprint several months ago, of course. Geez, that's gone quickly, hasn't it? But anyway, let's check in on 151. And in particular, in my opinion, if it doesn't get reprinted again, which really, I think, fingers crossed it doesn't. That's my opinion on it. There's a lot of supply out there. That second wave, like that second reprint was massive. We've got heaps of supply still on the market, but my opinion, if it doesn't cop another reprint, it's going to rebound incredibly quickly. That's what I think is going to happen. Now, I'll be the first, and I've fallen on my sword before to say, hey, look, it was rising rapidly. Like, what did it get to? It got to like close to $200 a box or thereabouts. Like it probably was pushing $200 a box. And currently, just so you know, it's $72.56. And if we look at this graph, you can see it's plateaued out, and if not, that trend line, I think, will start creeping up, and it has been creeping up ever so slightly. Now, over the coming months, whether it's 6 months, 12 months, as more and more supply starts drying up, we'll see this box price rebound relatively quickly. It's too good a set for it to not reprint. It is one of the greatest modern Pokemon card sets ever made. In fact, it's arguably the best Pokemon card set since EV Heroes when we're looking at the Japanese side of it. And I've got some data to back up that opinion. And I think everyone will agree. It brought so many people, whether it's Japanese 151 or the English version, it brought so many people back into the hobby. And I think these booster boxes are going to rebound incredibly quickly. And like I said, I'll be the first to fall on my sword and say, I was telling people to buy this box at 200 and something Australian, which was, probably 150 US back in the day. And hey, look, personally, we don't get everything right. Don't have crystal balls. However, it was a great opportunity when it copped this reprint to double down, so to speak. And that's what I did. I bought my average cost price down to a place where I'm extremely comfortable with. And, it shouldn't even matter. Like that short-term approach of thinking, you bought in at 200 Australian and it went down to 130 Australian, you stuffed up. Okay, well, I never planned on selling it anyway. Like, you don't take losses until you sell. You don't take wins until you sell. That's the old saying on the share market. If you've invested, you only lose when you sell. Just because you bought a share at $12 US and it dropped to $8 US, it lost a third of its value. You only lose if you sell. If you hold and it rebounds straight back up to $15 US, well, you've made money. So that's my perspective on 151. Now, I told you guys that I'd give you a little bit of data regarding where it sits. Now, this is where it sits. If we look at total set value, we're at $3,325.66. This is US raw pricing, ungraded raw pricing. This is the total value of the whole set. Now, keep in mind, we've got a lot of chase cards inside here, which I'll get into shortly. I'm going to run you through the chase cards. But the predominant amount of that value is made up from that Master Ball effect. There's so many Master Ball reverse holos which are worth heaps of money. In case you've been living under a rock, there's 20 packs inside a booster box and you get one Master Ball reverse holo per booster box. And you don't know what it is. I think there's 165 or thereabouts, opportunities, whether it's, one of the tops like Pikachu or Gengar, or whether it's one of the bottom like, one of the lesser known Pokemon. I don't know, Weedle or something. I don't know, what's the cheapest one? Probably poor old Weedle. Anyway, my point. The value of the set is made up predominantly of a lot of reverse Master Ball holos. And I've said before, it's such a shame that we didn't get those in the English version. And look, it's hard, okay, because there was no booster boxes, but it's also a shame that 151 wasn't a booster box-based set. There was nearly enough cards to make it a booster box set. And what if we had one Master Ball reverse holo per booster box in English? That would be insane. Plus, what if we had the Mew and Mewtwo special illustration rares included in English 151? What if we also got some additional illustration rares? Like, there could have been some other special Pokemon. Like I've been saying for ages, Gyarados is so deserving of a illustration rare, special illustration rare, or an alternate art Pokemon card. They could have, and I've gone down this before, so I'm not really touching on that day, but it's a banger set, don't get me wrong, but I feel like they just missed a couple little tricks on the English side of it. But back onto the Japanese side, so set value 3,325.66. To put this into perspective, EV Heroes total set value, yes, it's a smaller set, of course, but $2,859.51. So EV Heroes, which has been touted as, one of the greatest modern or one of the greatest Japanese Pokemon card sets ever made, particularly in the modern era, it has less value than Japanese 151. And again, I get it, it's a smaller set size. So let's talk about some bigger sets. So some English sets, comparing it to them. Not EV Heroes, Evo Skies, so Evolution Skies, which is made up of 3 Japanese sets, $3,351 total raw price. So give or take $30 or less than $30, Evo Skies and 151 pretty much have the exact same total set value. That's insane when you put it in, because people look at Evolving Skies and they just go, that set is so far ahead of any other modern set that's come out in the last 3 or 4 years, except its Japanese counterpart in a set like EV Heroes, or part of it made up that set, that, nothing even comes close to it. Well, if you look at total set value, and why does total set value even matter? Well, total set value is really important. And I'll go into this in a little bit more. I've used equations in the past talking about top 10 hits inside a set, and expected booster box value based off, the scarcity of the product as well. But more so than top 10 hits, the total set price is really, really important, because why do people want to open booster boxes? Why do people want to keep rare sealed booster boxes? Because there's potential to pull value out of it. And to put this into further perspective, Team Up, which is also touted as one of the greatest modern English Pokemon card sets, total set value $3,100.05. So it's actually a touch under Japanese 151 and a touch under Evolving Skies. Now, to put that into further perspective, to go back in time to a set when we even got close to having $3,000 worth of value in a set, we have to go all the way back to Call of Legends, which had $3,390 worth of value, raw prices, total set list pricing. So that's how far back we have to travel from Team Up just to get to a place where, box price or total set price is over $3,000. So to say that Evolving Skies is impressive is an understatement, but also to say that Japanese 151 is impressive is also an understatement. They are more than impressive. And to be able to pick up a booster box for current market price of $72, it just is insane. Now, I do need to put this in a bigger perspective, in a much bigger perspective. And this is where we really get the investing lens and look down on Pokemon card investing as a whole. Because if we rewind back to a set like Skyridge, this really puts modern sets to shame. And it's not the only set. There's other sets, things like, and Skyridge even puts sets like EX Team Rocket Returns to shame, which has, phenomenal, total set price in that you've got, 3 gold stars, which are worth, so much money, or a set like EX Deoxys, even with the Rayquaza in there. Like Skyridge eclipses those sets, which eclipse EV Heroes and Japanese 151 and Evolving Skies in total set value. Skyridge's total set value is $24,646. Put that into perspective. So, and that's what I mean by we're really looking down with a bigger lens now, because we shouldn't be under the assumption as modern Pokemon card investors into sealed product that our sealed product is ever going to get to Skyridge heights or base set heights or EX Team Rocket Return heights. It's just not going to get there. It's not rare enough. And I'm not trying to be a downer on it, because I'll work around this point in a second. It's not rare enough. There's too much of it produced, and the total set price and the total hit price isn't strong enough. And these are the strongest modern sets. Make no illusion though, these sets can do crazy things. Like, look at Team Up. What are you going to pay now? Over $2,000 for a booster box. So I'm very, very pumped to see really good modern Pokemon card sets move to places like Team Up or Evolving Skies. That can and will happen, but don't expect those sets to move to Skyridge sort of places. Maybe, and it's a very, very big maybe, Team Up might be the most expensive modern card set, and we'll never see anything even get close to that again because of how short printed it is. But still, as good as the chase cards are inside it, they're not good enough. Even if we compare it to Legendary Collection, okay, that has over $11,000 worth of chase cards to complete the set. So modern sets just aren't even in that league. However, if we're comparing Japanese 151 to so many other counterparts around it, it totally eclipses them. Yes, it gets eclipsed by, sets like Skyridge, or even Call of Legends by a touch, or some of those other strong base, EX Team Rocket Returns, like I mentioned, or Legendary Collection. It still stands alone as a stunning modern Pokemon card set. And to talk about stunning, like if we keep going through the set list here, just to roll through a few, not only do we have heaps of Master Ball holos, like the two biggest chasers inside there, and the Pikachu and the Gengar, we've got the Charizard, we've got the Mew, we've got Erica's Invitation, we've got other stunning special illustration rares, and heaps of there's so much depth in Master Ball holos. Even if we're going into things like the Haunter and the Ghastly and the Gyarados and the Dragonite, there's just so many chasers inside Japanese 151. Like, you're almost guaranteed a good card in every box because you're going to get a Master Ball. Yes, you could get stitched up and get a Weedle, but you're guaranteed a Master Ball. There's every chance that could be, on average, like half the price of the booster box at the moment. So the value is there in Japanese 151 and the hits inside it. This set, mark my words, if there's no more reprint, it will rebound incredibly quickly. The total value of it is just too strong. Is it going to get to places like Team Up? Is it going to get to places like some of the most legendary Pokemon card sets ever made? No, because it's way too mass produced, and the chasers just aren't that strong. They're strong for a modern set, but like I said, if you take it out and put the total lens on, looking at all sets across history, it doesn't quite match up, like I was saying, with some of the absolute belters from the past, but it's solid and it'll rebound quickly. In fact, it's more than solid. It's incredibly good, and it'll rebound incredibly quickly as soon as that supply starts drying up. Yes, a lot of people have it hoarded. Hoarded probably isn't the right word, but keep in mind, people leave the hobby incredibly quickly. People will go as fast as they come. The average lifespan, that's a bad word. The average time people spend in the hobby is somewhere around sort of 12 months. If you're an adult and you've got into it, things come up, mortgages get expensive, cars break down, washing machines break down, kids need to go to a better school to keep up with the Joneses, and people will sell their Japanese 151 products to buy something else because they've moved on from it and they don't care about it anymore. That will happen. And if you can outwit, outlast, and outstay others, you will be successful when it comes to Japanese 151. Don't think about the next 12 months or 24 months. Think about how good that set is for a modern set and how well it'll be performing in 10 years. I'm Michael. This is PokeOz. Oh, the sponsor. The Shiny app. I'm so sorry, guys. I missed you. Hopefully everyone's still watching. Hopefully they've stuck by towards the end. We've been getting heaps of positive feedback on this app. Heaps of people have commented, emailed me. The creator has emailed me and said, thanks so much for spruiking the app. We've been getting heaps of positive feedback. I'll bring it up on the screen here, of course. It's an all-new app. It's so good to use. I've transferred over to it. My whole sealed and singled collection is inside it. It shows constant data for sealed and singles. Not only that, you can choose whether your single were graded on PSA, CGC, Beckett. You can choose it as a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and it'll refresh and pull through those prices, as well as singles. Oh, the other cool thing is you can 360 your card. Like, that's so cool just to spin it around and have a play with it. And also booster boxes. Like, I'm an avid seal collector. I've added my whole sealed collection inside there, and it's really cool to keep a track on your total value, what you paid for it, what your gains are, where things are moving to. So if you haven't downloaded it, please do. I'll leave a link in the description of this video. I'm Michael. This is PokeOz. Catch everyone next time.